iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto, get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, last night began week 14. The Bears beat the Cowboys, and Jason Garrett is still employed. Because Dallas is going to turn this around. They have the players. Can I tell you that when you make Mitch Trubisky look good, you know your team is in trouble? I mean, seriously, if I'm Jerry Jones, this is not even a question. I am firing Jason Garrett right now, putting Rod Marinelli or Chris Richard in charge and figuring it out. Because I have to do something. I can't let this go on as it is. I mean, I can't. Oh, it's going to change by itself. It doesn't. It doesn't get better. It's like you're in a bad relationship. Is it just going to get better? Maybe you go on a trip and it's better for an hour. Maybe you go on a vacation and you're like, yeah. And then you go back to your life like, I hate her again. It makes no sense. Start over, move on. Consistency in this case is not key. Because Mitch Trubisky looked really good last night, which is almost impossible for him to do. He ran, he threw. I mean, what he didn't do? He ate crackers and whistled Dixie. He was doing jumping jacks. Whatever he was doing out there. 244 yards, 3 touchdowns. Plus 63 yards rushing and a touchdown. You played Allen Robinson. Good for you. 5 for 48, 2 touchdowns. Anthony Miller didn't give us the day we wanted, but we did get the touchdown. All right? Double-digit points. It's good. Not great. Tariq Cohen killed you. David Montgomery, 86 yards, nothing extra. For Dallas, Dak Prescott gave you garbage numbers, 334 yards and a touchdown. I mean, it's okay. Zeke played well, 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. Michael Gallup was good. Cooper saved by that touchdown. The rest, poo-poo on a stick. It was bad. All right, so let's take a look at these games for this week as we move ahead. And then, of course, I will go into all these games in way more depth on my radio show at 2 p.m. today from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern on FNTSY Radio Network. So please listen to that. It's free. It's a free download, and I will break down each game in ways that nobody else does. Okay? Nobody else does what I do. All right? A lot of people try. But sometimes I just have a knack for knowing what's going to happen. Miami and the Jets. I don't like what I'm hearing about Le'Veon Bell. Case is unsure of his status. That's not a good sign. Not a good sign. Could be a little Bilal Powell action there. I know I just made you throw up. Could Miami win this game? Interesting. I don't think so. I still think I'd go with Sam Darnold, but I think Sam Darnold becomes way more usable. Right? I think Darnold to Robbie Anderson to Jamison Crowder, kind of like that a little bit. So for Miami, I'm going to give you a name of a couple of guys I want you to watch closely. Patrick Laird and Myles Gaskin. Now, I watched Myles Gaskin play at the University of Washington. He's pretty good. Now, he's not a short yardage guy because he's only 5'10", but he's 200 pounds. He's not little. I think there's something there. But I think the guy to watch is Patrick Laird. In a PPR league, he should get us 10 points. He should. 5 for 50, 4 for 40 and a couple yards, something like that. I mean, that's okay. Not great, but that's okay. We love Devontae Parker. We're all in on Devontae Parker. Okay? Washington and Green Bay, we're in on Aaron Rodgers. We are in on Aaron Jones. We are in on anybody named Aaron in the state of Wisconsin. We are in on Devontae Adams. We are in on Allen Lazard. We're very in on Allen Lazard. For Washington, I don't like McLaurin this week. I like Geis, but the question is this game going to be too out of hand? But maybe if it is too out of hand, they'll still run the ball, right? I don't know. Washington's just committed to running the ball. But keep your eyeballs on Jeremy Sprinkle, because Green Bay is terrible against the tight end. He could have a garbage touchdown. Kelvin Harmon could have a garbage touchdown. There is garbage time performance here, but we don't really trust Dwayne Haskins because he's terrible. Detroit against Minnesota. Adam Thielen is not going to play, but I think Dalvin Cook does play, and I think Dalvin Cook is absolutely somebody you need to start in seasonal, and I think he might be somebody I'd start in DFS. I'm going to have one lineup with Cook in it because most people won't. It's contrarian, but I think it's smart contrarian. For Detroit, I saw enough of Blau last week to make Blau to think that he could be decent because Minnesota is not very good against the pass. So Galladay and Marvin Jones are in play. They are in play. Maybe even Logan Thomas might be in play too. All right, San Francisco against New Orleans. This is a tough one. If you have Drew Brees, you may need to bench him this week. It's a tough matchup. This game has 23-20 written all over it. So what are we looking at? 2 touchdowns? Are we looking at, Kamara and a Thomas? This is not a 5-touchdown game. The 49ers are too good. So I think I don't play Breeze. I play Kamara. I play Thomas. That's it. For San Francisco, I worry about Jimmy Garoppolo. I like Raheem Mostert, but is Matt Breida back? I worry about Tevin Coleman. Is Emmanuel Sanders healthy? I really like Deebo Samuel. Is George Kittle healthy? I think there are a lot of questions here for San Francisco. San Francisco really needs this win because they need that bye week. San Francisco is kind of a mash unit here. Now, I know that they're outperforming their ability, but if they play in that first round, they could get picked. They could lose because they're not healthy. They're a good team, but not a healthy team. All right, Carolina against Atlanta. I think this is Atlanta's swan song. This is the game you want to own Ryan and Julio. Austin Hooper's expected back. I think I'm going in on my Falcons this week. This is it. This is the last game the Falcons do well, and it's all poo-poo from this point on. Carolina, I thought they're done with the playoffs. They're done with their coach. They could just be done. They could roll over. Now, I feel badly because Christian McCaffrey has gotten people to the promised land, but is he going to win you a title? I take that back. He didn't get you to the promised land. He got you to the playoffs. Does he win you a title or not? I don't know about that. It's not that Atlanta's defense is great. Occasionally they're great. Occasionally. Is this a week? I don't know. So I'll play DJ Moore. I'll play McCaffrey. I'll play Ian Thomas. Because I think Greg Olsen will be out. Okay, Baltimore and Buffalo. I am going to have, I'm telling you this, one DFS lineup where I stack this game. I know. I'm stupid. I'm literally lighting money on fire. I'm dumb. I get it. But you know what? Everything in my bones tells me this is going to be a low-scoring game. So maybe I'll flip the switch. Let's see what happens. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe Josh Allen plays better than we think. Maybe Singletary has a good game. Maybe John Brown makes a play. Maybe Andrews does well. Or maybe Lamar Jackson solves the riddle of the Bills' defense. Maybe Willie Snead catches a touchdown. I'm just saying, let me see something here. Please hold. Please continue to hold. Thank you for holding. This line is going to be very, very low. So let's see. This line is going to be 43.5. See, it's a little higher than I thought it was. I think people may be onto something here. I think this game is an over. I think this game's an over. I do. I think it's an over. Just throwing it out there for you. I think it's an over. All right. Let's continue. Cincinnati, Cleveland. Man, Odell Beckham makes me crazy. You're playing with your best friend in the whole wide world, but you're unhappy. Why? Well, because you have no relationship with Baker Mayfield. The coach isn't calling the plays you want. Your team is losing. See, Beckham is a guy who wants to win. I give him all sorts of credit for that. I do. All sorts of credit for that. But I think the problem is that he's got to do more. He's got to do more to make them win. He does. He's got to do more. You got to go to Baker Mayfield and work with him every day until he figures it out. Cincinnati's not winning this game. Whatever you do, Cincinnati's not winning this game. They do not want to win. They want to be the number one pick. Cleveland wins this game. Just a question by how much. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't want to play Mixon. I don't want to play Boyd. I just don't want to play anybody in Cincinnati. And maybe it'll be close, but I don't think they want to win this game. All right, Denver, Houston. I've been saying all week long, I think this is a trap game. I do like Carlos Hyde for the Texans. I think the Texans may win, but I think it's going to come from Carlos Hyde. I don't see this coming from a DeAndre Hopkins week. I don't know. I don't see it. For Denver, I don't even know what's going on there. I like Drew Lock, but I don't trust anybody. But they can make a play. Cortland Sutton can make a play. Phillip Lindsay can make a play. I think they're just going to be, I think Houston is going to be flat. It's not that Denver is going to be good. I think that Houston is going to be flat. So I'll play Sutton. I'll play Lindsay. I'll play Noah Fant. Might play him. Okay? All right, Colts versus Tampa. You cannot trust Tampa. I'm telling you, I think the Colts played very well this week. I think Marlon Mack plays well this week. I think Marlon Mack scores this week. Okay? I think Tampa Bay struggles. I think Godwin and Evans, they have very good linebackers for the Colts. Really good linebackers in Darius Leonard and Anthony Walker. I don't know. I think this is... See, here's the thing. Tampa Bay should win this game. And I never like games where Tampa Bay should win. They make me nauseous. Jameis Winston should play well. Godwin and Evans should go for 80 yards or more. They should do well. But something tells me that they won't. So I'm not telling you not to start them. You start them. You have no choice. But I don't know whether this is the breakout game. I think this is a low-scoring, ugly game. What's the over-under on this one? This one is 47. Feels high. Feels high. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, let's get to the Chargers and Jacksonville in my loser leave town match. Because I think the coach that loses his game loses his job immediately. I think it'll be Doug Marrone. It's another one. You just got to get him out of there. You literally have to get him out of there. If you bench Nick Foles and then you lose with Gardner Minshew, you got a bunch of injured guys in the secondary. Your defense is rolled over. I like Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers will will this game by himself. I think Mike Williams finally scores a touchdown. I think Melvin Gordon scores a touchdown. I think this is a get healthy game for the Chargers. And if it's not, then get rid of the Chargers staff. If the Chargers can't win this one, get rid of them. Now, I don't like West Coast teams going to the East Coast, but hey, this is Jacksonville. Weather's going to be nice. All right, Tennessee and Oakland. I think Oakland plays better this week. I do like Derrick Henry. I do like Ryan Tannehill. Don't worry, I like Tennessee. I'm just thinking that Oakland plays better this week. They've been really bad the last 2 weeks. I think this is a Darren Waller week. I think Waller really excels this week. I like him a lot. Josh Jacobs dealing with a pain in his shoulder, but look, he's been great, and I think they're going to run the ball. They need to run the ball. But I like Waller. All right, Pittsburgh at Arizona. Pittsburgh's looked really good. I feel like this could be a trap game too. I think Arizona will play better than people think. I like Larry Fitzgerald. I like Christian Kirk. I like Kenyon Drake. I think that the Steelers are a very good team, but I think this is a game that they expect to win, but they've got a lot of injuries. Connor, Juju, I like Benny Snell, I like James Washington. I think this game may end up being slightly higher scoring than we think. This one's 43.5. This one could be an over. Could be. All right, Kansas City and New England. Look, this game is going to go one of two ways. It's going to be high scoring or it's going to be low scoring. And I know I'm really going on a limb here. But hear me out, okay? New England can't really do much on offense this year. They can't. But Kansas City's a bad team, bad defensive team. This game is about Sony Michel. If in the first quarter Sony Michel is gouging the Chiefs' run defense, if he's getting 6, 7, 8 yards at a clip, Patriots are winning this game. If Sony Michel finds the end zone twice, Patriots win this game. If Sony Michel finds the end zone once, it's going to be a really close game. Now, if Sony Michel does nothing, Chiefs win. Because the Patriots have to slow the game down. They have to play really good defense and slow the game down. I don't love Tyreek Hill this week. I like him. I don't love him. I like him. Don't love him. I like Kelsey. I like Darwin Thompson to be sneaky. I think Shane McCoy gets the ball in the first quarter, and then when he does nothing, we see Darwin in the second half. Survival of the fittest, baby. Darwin. All right, Seattle and the Rams. I think this is also going to be a high-scoring game. Now, look, I thought about this yesterday. Cooper Kupp was sensational before the Rams bye. And then since the bye week, he's been very mediocre, bordering on bad. And I'm going to tell you why. Brandon Cooks have been out. This offense works better when they've got Cooks running deep, Woods going over the middle, Kupp being wherever Goff needs him. This offense is better when all those guys are healthy. I like Goff at home this week. I think he plays well. I think Seattle wants to run the ball. I do. But I think this is a higher scoring game than people think. I think this game is going to be a little over there. And I think the Rams played tough. Seattle better bring it this week. Otherwise, it could end up with an L. All right? But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Now look, you need me, you find me at fulltimefantasy.com. Go into the forums. Myself or Sean Childs will answer your questions. We want you to win this week. We want you to make the fantasy playoffs. We want you to win a league championship. This is winning time, guys. Let's do it. All right, this is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.